now.
Okay.
I guess
Good luck.
shake your hands. Wish yourself
Purely
good luck.
defend himself.
Yes. Yeah, those two. I think those two deserve an introduction, definitely. Spectral Void, one of the oldest members of Plague in general. Plague since I don't know, like 7 months, 8 months, or almost a year, definitely. Has a very, very interesting roster, very wide, full of waifus and full of off-meta picks. So I'm very interested, I'm very curious to see how his draft will look like. Aergia, on the other hand, is a very RTA-focused player. We know he has a variety of options when it comes to ML5 units that are very well geared and meta picks that are proven to be strong in the current meta.
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see if Void wants to fight Aergia on his home turf, on the meta units. He could do that. Void has a good roster of meta units to fight with, or if he's gonna plan to catch him off guard, maybe splice in a Solitaria or a Spez and a Tywin comp, some of his favorite units, maybe even a Fire Cecilia, and just like kind of catch him a little bit off guard. I'm interested to see that.
Best of 3, as the other games. This is the last best of 3 we will see today. The grand finals will be best of 5 already. Usual stuff, as known from most tournaments. Yeah, let's savor those last moments, and good luck to both contested. We're gonna jump right into the draft now. No paradigms means they are ready and also allowed to draft pretty much any unit they want to.
So let's do a quick carrot check. Do they both have carrot? We had one semi-final without carrots. Oh wait, actually it's not true. There was one carrot in the first semi-final, I believe. Yeah, there was. Died immediately though.
And we're seeing a carrot ban from Aergia.
Carrot ban, yeah. I think this is his go-to ban. At least I remember him banning it almost every time. Now Aergia is a very interesting player because he has at the same time very potent cleave teams as well as the standard teams of 2 DPS, 3 tanks, some Soul Weaver spliced in. Void, well, he seems to be taking the aggressive route. He does not want to duke it out in a slow drawn out match. He goes for a very aggressive draft until the Landy. Interesting. Okay. Blood Moon Haste, yeah. Blood Moon Haste, that's a potential problem.
Yeah, already a lot of picks that need answering or a ban. Like the Cerise definitely seems to be an answer for a General Purgus, at least when it comes to the combat readiness pushes. There doesn't seem to be much cleanse potential on Aergia's side if the Blood Moon Haste gets banned here.
Yeah, this is a tricky spot. If you're on the first pick side, on the blue side of the draft, it's always a bit dangerous to lock yourself into a force ban too early because the red side has that potent last pick, and oftentimes you are forced to ban the last pick. This is like oftentimes where a Seaside Bellona just pops up and you don't have an answer to her. So like he seems to be already kind of locked into banning the Blood Moon Haste, which is a bit scary. Actually, maybe, yeah. Like he doesn't really have an great answer to the Bazaar. I guess a Tywin kind of mitigates it a little bit. And the Blood Moon Haste can get very, very nasty for him. He decides to go for the Extinction unit. Makes sense. I guess he can deal easier with the Blood Moon Haste than with the Luduka. At least that's what he seems to be thinking. Maybe I could see. I was a bit surprised by the Little Queen Charlotte pick from Aergia because there's not really one of the situations where you want to pick her. That's usually against the Troll sets and against the Fallen Cecilias. Maybe he wanted to deny it specifically because of Blood Moon Haste. Little Queen Charlotte is kind of the best answer.
Or he has missing informations on the Arbiter Wildred or Void. We don't... At this point, he might not know if it's a Degen RB
Yes.
or a Squishy Glass Cannon RB. Right now, he definitely found out.
Yeah, I think he has a good feeling now that it's not the Degen RB.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is obviously where Blood Moon Haze gives such an insane amount of value to the team. Well, at least it opens up a Landy S3. Would be surprised if it penetrates any of the barriers, but speeds up the clock a little bit at least.
Yeah, for both teams. The combat readiness
Oh, that's
push.
no guiding light proc. Oh, no guiding light proc is brutal. That might be a big issue. It's gonna give a good chunk. And is he going to get... Can he outspeed anyone here? I don't think so. Yeah, Tywin outspeeds. Alright. That might open up an opportunity. Now, Rel is in a bit of a tough spot because she kind of has 4 units she needs to deal with at once. If she revives, it's another Blood Moon Haste proc. If she...
That's one of the huge downfalls of Ruel, right? She's maybe the best single target healer with cleansing capabilities on single targets, plus an additional shield, etc., which gives her strong potential on a single target. But once there is a lot of AoE pressure, or for that matter also debuff pressure, she really falls off. And Spectral Void definitely has a team that is mostly vanilla when it comes to the debuff game. Like, he's not providing a lot of debuffs himself. We have the AoE blind, we have the AoE stun from Tywin and the speed down.
He got the greater attack buff, but this one needs to straight up rip through the entire team. It dealt a very good amount of damage. But I think this is where... Oh, he's going... Okay, I'm interested in that. I thought he would be going for the Landy at this point. Seems to be more scared of the Tywin
AoE
potential.
stun here. Almost killed the Bazaar, but wasn't able to do it. I'm surprised to see that. Must be a very tanky Bazaar indeed.
This had a chance of transferring the debuffs here, but unfortunately missed. Most people... Oh! Another one!
Oh,
okay.
That is a so low Blood Moon Haste on a Stellar Harper. This will not.
It's not gonna do it. It's not gonna do it.
Seems to be on Void's side.
Yes.
One
very impressive. Void. It looked pretty harsh at the end, but he played through the Blood Moon Haste and got just enough revives and a little bit of good RNG on the greater attack buff that he really needed exactly that turn, and brought it back home.
Yeah, has he been saving up the S3 of Ambitious Tywin?
Yes, I think so.
That seemed to have paid off very much for him.
Yes. Now, Aergia is going to have to adjust to this. This is always a tough spot because you feel like you had a good draft. You kind of pushed a almost hard counter through. 2 revivers. You have a Blood Moon Haste. You get it through. You feel very good, and then it's like, when it doesn't work, what do you do then? Do you run it back with a similar draft strategy, or do you mix it up?
Yeah, it was a lot of AoE damage to deal with. Yeah, I'm interested to see what Aergia's thought process was. Maybe we can ask him after the match is over. Because he certainly must have thought that the AoE damage also plays into his hands with General Purgus on the field.
Yes, yeah. I think he had a realistic choice of eliminating the RB or the Landy with the Little Queen S1 when he went for the Ambitious Tywin, which could have been Unholy Sacrifice, to be honest. that was a big surprise for me. I would be curious to hear his thoughts on that turn.
Yeah, that is true. That caught me off guard too. He probably was counting on the kill there with a single target S1. Hard to do against tanky unit.
Yeah.
Though. Very similar draft on
very
Spectral
similar
Void
draft
Science,
so far, yes. This time, this is obviously a prime opportunity for Little Queen Charlotte. Now Aergia is in that same spot where he kind of already knows what he has to ban. He's kind of forced to ban a Little Queen Charlotte, which opens up Void to have a last pick that is really painful to deal with for Aergia.
Last time he banned the Cerise though, and he picked the General Purgus into the Cerise, so interesting choice there.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised to see that. Maybe he's kind of banking that at least something 15%, which is not that unlikely, with 4 units on the board. But yeah, I mean, with Make Chloe, you care a little less about it because
a lot of cleansing power, yeah.
There is some cleansing power. Yeah, Fairy Tail is like a very good last pick. You almost always want to ban the Fairy Tail. He does have the Fall in Cecilia, probably expects that to get banned at this point. No, okay. Goes for the Landy and the Maid Chloe. So Aergia a little bit light on damage here, but to be fair, Void's team is not very bulky. So the damage from Last Rider Crow, General Purges, even Blood Moon Haste should be enough to break through it, at least from a damage perspective. Now, Cerise and Fairy Tail, this is a disgusting opener, honestly, even with a Fallen Cecilia on the board. If you don't resist a good amount of this, you can just lose the game on the spot right here.
Yeah, correct. That is a very scary opener. I'm surprised to see this happening right now. Aergia is a very experienced RTA player. This is like a completely lost rotation for him.
Yeah, and the unbuffable defensive break also landing on the Fallen Cecilia. The unbuffable is the worst part about it. Everything about Fairy Tail Tenebria is bad, but the unbuffable makes it so devastating.
No gap though on the Arbiter Wildred. That certainly helps for a while.
No, also no Stella Harper, I believe. At least I don't think I saw an important Stella Harper trigger. I'm pretty sure you can eliminate the Blood Moon Haste here. Prefers to kill the Queen Charlotte.
Yeah.
Already had the defense break. Was probably not even necessary, but it makes sense to get rid of the Aureus tank just to get more damage in.
Yeah, the restrict buffs are doing work here.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, time is ticking. He definitely wants this Blood Moon Haste to disappear before the Arbiter dies.
This is the perfect dual attacker. Yeah, I think... Oh, yeah, he cannot... Yeah, the Blood Moon Haste will die before the Arbiter dies. And that's pretty much game. I think at that point, this looks like an unwinnable position. Yeah. The Arbiter has not even died yet. He still has a full revive left. Void smashes the semifinal 2-0. Closes us up with a greater attack buff. Doesn't really matter. That is purely for style points. But
with the soul burn, putting all his heart into
soul burns it, smacks it.
And we got a winner here. Spectral Void takes the semi-finals and goes into the grand finals, meeting up with Ormar Godin there, if I'm not mistaken.
No, you're not mistaken.
I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Thank you for the match, Aergia.
Yeah, GG.